Good morning and welcome back to the garden. It's end of September, be October next week sometime, I do believe. So we're going to have probably a last look at the flower situation and what's growing and what's not, and what projects we've got coming along. So come along and join me. So starting off under the canopy, we've had a bit of a change round since the last video. If you watched the last one, just got two jasmines here now, both totally different. Now we did have the bench outside and the tomatoes in here, but the remnants of the tomatoes, because they're practically finished now, we've moved over to this side and put the bench back in here, because this is going to be a bit more protective for it during the winter months. Still got a little bit of mint growing there, which smells very nice. Hanging baskets have had it. We're letting those dry out now. So we was never very impressed with these fuchsias that are growing in them, so we won't grow those again, but it's time to out them. We've had a bit of a clear out in this garden, or in this bed. There's still a few bits of colour here. And these dahlias keep coming back, although I've chopped those down. They've regrown again. Yeah, so they won't give up until the actual frost come along. And yeah, a little bit of colour. Not too much. So the geraniums here still keep giving us a bit of life. I'm not sure what this is here. My wife will know. Still lots of colour from these begonias. But because they're quite succulents, I dare say once we get a frost, that's going to be the end of those. So we've had, since my last video, we had some sunflowers in pots over there, but recent weather forecast, or weather that we've had, has meant that I've had to protect them a little bit. So I brought them in here where they're in this little alcove and out of the way of the wind, because otherwise they're just going to keel over. And we have a sweet pepper plant here, which is, we've had quite a few fruits from it already, but it's reaching the end of its useful life. A few left on there. It's not going to last much longer. Bamboo's doing well. We've had that out of its original pot and repotted it into a bigger one, and it's coming along leaps and bounds, but you really have got to control them in a pot, otherwise they go crazy and they grow everywhere. Well, we're going to progress into the shed. Now I've had a little project going. There's some posts here. My shed is resembling a timber yard at the moment, with sawdust everywhere, and I'm making my own pickets, and once we get out the front you'll see why. And still, these pansies still keep flowering. One of the very first things we put in this year into pots and hanging baskets. The hanging baskets have gone. In fact, these calabraccias and these hanging baskets are just about finished. Not going to see much more life from those. So it's nearly time to say goodbye. And goodbye to that. Yeah, we had a lot of wind a week or so, well no, a couple of weeks ago now, and it completely, what with the rain that came with it, it near enough flattened everything we have here. So I've gone round with a piece of rope just to try and keep them upright a little bit. But, yeah, there's not a lot to see, although it looks quite attractive out in the front bit with the sunflowers and linears. I think it's linears. They don't look too bad. This Rosa Sharon's due to be chopped down. I will show you why. We've got a few sunflowers, which were the late ones that I sowed very late on. Probably didn't get sown until end of May, and they actually come to life now. I'm not sure whether they was in flower last time, but we certainly had a lot of flower from them over the last few weeks. Rudbeckia, the little Rudbeckia plant, it's doing okay. I mean, this one over here is quite big, and that's why we've had to support it, otherwise it was just spanning out all over the place. So, and this is the little project up behind the sunflowers. So, haven't been showing this or doing videos on it, but I will be. So we've done stage 1, which brings us along to this corner, and I'm making all my own pickets for the fence, cutting all my own. Reason being, in the UK these pieces of timber are pretty expensive. To buy them in like this, £2.50 UK pounds each, and to make my own 75p. So it was a no-brainer really. All the old fence, funnily enough, is all chopped up in these bags, and somebody's going to make use of those. So we've still got a little bit of colour out the front here, like you saw just now. That's keeping us going, really. So the next part of the fence renew is getting this post out and putting a taller one in to match. It's going to be quite hard. There's a lot of concrete around the bottom, but once I get that in, I'll make a new gate. And the reason this is all being done, not only is the fence pretty rot and it's been shored up time and time again, but no, excuse me, not only is it pretty rot, but Tommy, our larger dog, was able to jump it because it was only this high. He was able to jump it and chase the cats, and all the cat owners around here, I don't want them moaning at me because my dog's got them. So we've had to raise the fence height. Yeah. So the next video will be doing a bit of work on the fence. I shall put a fence post in, and you can follow the progress through as we put the rails on and the pickets on. So that'll be a DIY thing to look forward to. Won't be a lot more garden videos because come next month that's going to be everything's going to be sort of past its prime, and if it's not coming out it'll be dying off quite quickly. So we'll start the garden videos again back in the spring, unless I can find something to actually put on that might be a bit of potting up to do. But there's going to be a lot of compost coming out of all the hanging baskets, and we're going to spread those in the flower beds out the front once some of the flowers have died back and we've got a bit of space there to put the excess compost in. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed a look round, and I'm going to see you all on the next video, which will be October, November time. So meanwhile, enjoy the autumn or the fall, wherever you are in the world, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.